it's BT with the BT Motogp Cota review. Let's get right to it. Why does my voice sound this way? If you've been to Cota, you know. Listen, if you're a motorcycle freak, a GP freak, racing freak, or just like bikes and like to watch them, and you haven't been to Cota, you got to get to Cota. People that I just knew from the internet, and I finally got to meet in person. Thank you so much. Hope I wasn't rude. My foot was killing me, but I hope I wasn't rude to you. It was great to meet you guys. Anyway, let's get right to it. Moto 3, Ride of the Race and Heartbreak goes to Adrian Fernandez. He started on the front, was supposed to start on the front row, had clutch issues. They put him in the back of the field, started 21st, had a double long lap penalty for jumping the start and still finished 12th Ride of the Race. Heartbreak because I think he could have won that race. Anyway, a runner-up, Maximo Key, I call it Maximo, but it's Max Keyless. Straight from, he had to wait for his birthday to finally to get it. He had to wait for his, that's why he showed up Saturday instead of Friday. He had to wait for his birthday, shows up, almost gets pole position. David Munoz beat him out. Anyway, he's my runner-up for Ride of the Race for Moto 3. I almost gave it to him, but what Adrian Fernandez did was incredible. Moto 2, Ride of the Race goes to Alonso Lopez, who started off 11th and finished on the podium at 3rd. Let me tell you something, I'm not gonna lie. One of the reasons is because he knew about my accident. He goes, "Hey, how are you, man? I knew you had a crash. You okay?" And I swear I was like, "You know about my crash?" I know, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm like, huh. These kids look at me like, they're not even 21, and I'm like this to them, and they're looking at me like, why is he so happy? Has he been drug tested? Yeah, but that's me. I'm a dork, and I'm glad they embraced my dorkness. But he asked about me, and I thought that was the greatest. But I give him a Ride of the Race just because he started 11th and finished 3rd. Props to Tony Arbolino, but damn, props to Jake Dixon for doing the damn thing. With that VDS squad, Jake Dixon might be in the running the entire year. Great job by him. That's 2 races in a row. I like to see him here to stay, man. I think Jake Dixon's going to make a run for the championship. I certainly hope so. He's got a great team, and Jake's got the talent. Let's see if he can put it all together for an entire year. Now, my heartbreak goes to, and listen, I met Tom Luthi, who's head of the team with Manuel Gonzalez. Manuel Gonzalez started 2nd, okay? But he went with slicks, thinking the track was going to dry out. It didn't dry out. I saw Tom Luthi, his the chief principal basically. I saw him at the airport on Monday, and we talked about it. And he goes, "Hey, I fucked up." He even said, "I fucked up, but hey, which I thought was great. Basically, what happened to Manuel Gonzalez, they thought the track was going to dry out. He didn't. He finished like 21st, right? Basically, he was Ricky Ricardo, and Tom Luthi was Lucille Ball, and he goes, "Oh, Luthi. Oh, Luthi, you got some explaining to do." And Tom Luthi was like, "Sorry, Ricky." It happens, but I thought that was great, man. He admitted it to me, and we had a good laugh at Monday at the airport before he left. Anyway, so he is my heartbreakers, Manuel Gonzalez. Anyway, I know what you guys want to talk about. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it now. Listen, Louis Sotheby said this, okay? He goes, "A rider cannot dictate the start of a race. I beg to differ. That's why Marc Marquez is the straw that stirs the drink." I said it once and I'll say it again. I keep saying it again. He is the straw that stirs the drink. Remember, he got off and ran off the grid, right? Now, what he did, is it illegal? No. Is it cheeky? Damn right it is. Is it gamesmanship? Fuck yeah. But he did it. Now, if he would have done it by himself, he would have had to do a ride-through penalty, right? But if you can get 10 or more people to do it, then you don't get a ride-through penalty. And you know what? There was 10 or more people that went with him. And Mark knew that. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Do you even know 10 or more people? Do you even know 10 or more people? If you had to get 10 or more people to go to a pizza party, I don't know if grown adults have pizza parties, but if you had to get 10 or more people to come over to your house, can you think you can get 10 or more people? I know I can't. Can you? He's basically doing Jesus shit. It's like going to a restaurant. "Yeah, I'm going to have 10 of my friends come, and they go," and you be I don't know, that's a black wager, but okay, if you can get 10 people to come in, you can get the big table, okay, Mr. Man? And all of a sudden, he go, "Here's my 10 friends. You go, "You got 10 friends? Mm-hmm." That's Jesus shit right there. And that's what Mark did. He did Jesus shit. 10 people followed him. Pecco Bagnaia, everybody was watching Mark. No offense, but you think Lorenzo Salvadori could get people to follow him off the grid? If Lorenzo Salvadori from Aprilia got up and ran off the grid, they pull a Conor McGregor, be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And then he would have to start he had to do a ride-through penalty. But because it's Mark, he knew 10 people would follow him, and all eyes are on him, all eyes on me. They all followed Mark, and then they got the red flag, and that's why no one started from pit or had to go through a ride-through penalty through the pits. That's why, because of Mark. They all followed Mark, and they all started in the same position. Now, David Brivio was pissy because they came to the grid on rain tires. Because if you watch, Fabio Quartararo crashed because he was on slicks on a siding lap, okay? Which I think made a difference. But anyway, Trackhouse and I think somebody else, they were on rain tires, okay? And he got pissed. He goes, no, this is bullshit. He basically said, this is bullshit because we made a decision. We gambled, and now we have to, but he saved their bacon because if they would have gambled, those rain tires maybe would have lasted maybe 4 laps before he had to come in. So he basically saved them. But at the time, I get why he was pissy, but he saved them. And they all finished pretty well, pretty decent. I mean, I think Raul got points and so did Agura. Maybe not like they wanted, but they still got points. If they were on the rain tires, had to change, it would have been a different story. But the way Marquez took off, I'm not going to lie, I was there and I thought, man, he must have had some bad barbecue. The way he ran off, because it was weird. He just stood there, and then he took off running. And I was like, when you're there and watching it, it's weird. So I was like, something's wrong. But the way he was running, it's almost like that Cedric the Entertainer joke. If you see somebody running, you go, you take off running, you're like, hey, man, why was we running? And that's what the rest of the grid did. I mean, they followed Mark, and they all went on slicks. And his crash, listen, the crash was the crash. His crash basically was like when the Seattle Seahawks played New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, and they had basically the game won. All they had to do was give it the beast mode. He would have ran it in for a touchdown, okay? And they decided to throw it on second and goal, whatever. They decided to throw it instead of running, and it was a pick six. Bagnaia basically pick six Mark. Mark gifted him that. And I'm not even talking bad about Bagnaia, but that's what he did. He threw a pick six. Bagnaia was there. He ran it in for a touchdown, okay? And that's what he did. We all know that. Now, Pecco can race. He's a 2-time world champion in Motogp. He can race, but hey, he got gifted one. And even he kind of knows that. But when we go to Qatar, that's going to be a great race because now he's got that confidence to him, right? And like I said, Marquez is the straw that stirs the drink. He really is. When they say, it's almost like my favorite line from a rap song. You know when they told me I couldn't go up north? When I was up north. And guess what? Marquez went up north. And he dictated the start of the race. And that's just a fact. Sorry if anybody gets mad. That's just a fact. Am I a Marquez fan? You're damn right. But I'm everybody's fan. I just love MotoGP. But we got to admit, he does run the show. Ride of the race in MotoGP, though, goes to Enea Bastianini. The Beast was basically doing beast shit, but no one saw it. He started 17th and finished 7th, but nobody saw it. But props to Enea Bastianini. Heartbreak obviously goes to Marc Marquez. And let me tell you something. If you think Marc Marquez doesn't like the battle, I don't know if you guys watched the sprint race, but when Pecco surprised Marc and kind of, they didn't push him to the side, but had that hard move, and Marc came back with a harder move and went back up inside Pecco, and I saw that. I didn't see the gap, but Marc saw the gap, and it showed he still likes the battle. He still gets his gloves out. He puts the mouthpiece in and go, this is what we doing? This is what we doing? You got to love that. You got to love the battle. The overall racing for the weekend, Moto3 was a runaway, which is, it wasn't the greatest of races in Moto3. So I give Moto3 a B. I give Moto2 a generous B. And MotoGP, I give MotoGP racing, the actual racing, I give a B. The whole thing was a B, B+, but the drama before the race, I think gives it a B+. So I give all the racing basically a B+. I thought it was great. See if I went over everything that I wanted to go over. Yeah, I really did. I went everything I wanted to go over. And like I said, man, I think the series when we go to Qatar's going to be interesting because Pecco's Mark's never won there before, but he was on a Honda. So even Dobie beat him there, and I think Lorenzo beat him there. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. He's on a Ducati, but watch out for DG and Morbidelli on that on their GP 24. So it's gonna get good. It's gonna get even better. I think the racing was. What I hope it does. Something has to change because there needs to be more passing. There needs to be more racing like Fabio Quartararo and the VR46 guys with Frankie and DG. In that sprint race, that was the race. In the sprint race, Fabio, it's like a street fight on one guy against two, because that's what basically was. Fabio was fighting those two dudes by himself on that jalopy he calls the Yamaha, and Fabio still got it. It's almost a crime. It's almost like Sade said, Is it a crime that he has to race those guys on a bike that's not going to win a championship? Fabios in the years where you win a championship. So, man, I hope Yamaha does it. Props to Honda for I think Honda's found their groove and they're going to continue to get better. Props to Luca Marini for getting points. Props to Zarco, although he did crash. Props to Zarco and Marini. And there's rumors out there that Raz from World Superbike might be coming over. So we'll see, man. But I think Honda's going to find. I think they're finding their groove. So ask me any questions, any criticism, please. The floor is open. What do you guys think about Honda? Who do you guys think? You think I'm right on the right of the race? You think I'm right? You think I'm wrong? Who do you guys have for right of the race? Who do you guys have for heartbreak? Anyway, tell me. Let me know. Let me know. It'd be great. But anyway, that's my Motogp review. Man, I'm tired, but it's worth it because I know you guys are freaks like me. So, like I said, if you get a chance, please go to Cota. It's worth it. It's worth all the money. It's got barbecue, good music, and damn good racing. Anyway, I gotta go. Until then, you know the word. Bye.